trying to get GeoServer running on Windows 11 and you're getting stuck with Java issues or service problems. In this video, I will walk you through a step-by-step foolproof installation of GeoServer on Windows 11. Let's just open the GeoServer website. Here you can find the various versions of GeoServer that are available, and we are going to choose the stable version, which is 2.28.2. Clicking on it will take us to the downloads page where we can choose what we would like to download, and that would be the Windows installer. So clicking on that will take us to SourceForge, where the build is hosted, and hopefully it will take no time to download. And GeoServer is down, so the next step is to open the file. Clicking on the file will take us to the usual Windows approval page where we just have to approve. We can see the GeoServer installer and we can just follow the pages. GeoServer is general public licensed. Just need to agree. And then we end up at the next step is when we would have to provide the installer with the location of the Java virtual machine or Java runtime environment. The installer is very helpful because it provides us a link to the Eclipse Adoptium website. So if we click on that link, it will come up with the Temurin JDK page, and here all we have to do is to locate the Windows section and click on GRE, which is the Java runtime environment, and this particular one we just click on the MSI. After GRE downloaded, we can just click on open and start installing the GRE whilst we are putting on pause the GeoServer installer. So we'll just go and install the GRE, accept the license agreement, and install it for our user. So I am assuming that your machine might be locked down and you don't want it to install it for everyone. Very important, you will have to select to set the Java home in the installer. So this setting, you have to make sure that this works because that sets the Java home variable. Why is it important to set up the Java home environment variable in Windows? The reason is because the GeoServer scripts, the start and the stop script, they all use it. So if you don't set it, you might not be able to start up GeoServer after the end of the installation. Clicking on that, it finishes. Now if we go to the command line, we can type in java-version and we can see that we've got a JRE installed. Even better if we just echo the Java home variable that we got set by the installer. We will have the actual path that the GeoServer installer requires. So just copying it into the path, and now it says the path is valid. They found the GRE. Great, let's continue. So GeoServer will get installed under the program files folder, and we'll create a subfolder. Also the GeoServer data folder, which is very important if you would want to upgrade GeoServer at a later stage. It's always good to keep the GeoServer data folder separate because it will store all your data and configurations there. So when you upgrade to a newer version, you don't need to reconfigure anything. You just go and repoint your new installer to the right folder. So by default, it puts it under program data GeoServer. Next page, you can set the password. I just leave the default for now. The port that the container will run on, again, I'll leave it to 8080, which is the default port for a servlet container. And then I will select run manually, and then we click on install. This will obviously copy all the data and files into the right places, and then it finishes. Now GeoServer is installed. How we start it? We would just have to go into the Start menu, locate the GeoServer folder, and we can, to make it easier, I'm just going to open this up in a file explorer. We can start GeoServer by double-clicking on that particular command, and you can see it in the log files that GeoServer is starting up. We need to allow the JDK to open a port on our machine, and after we did that, it will nicely load up all the default layers that comes with the installer. And when it finishes, you will see that it's what the startup time was. And now if we go back into our folder, we click on the GeoServer web portal link, and it will come up in our browser, and we can see we've got GeoServer up and running. We can try a layer preview. I usually go with the word map, open layers. And now we can see that we've got a GeoServer running with a word map. One more thing, you can actually log in to GeoServer to the configuration page using the password and the username. So it was admin and GeoServer. Logging in will give you many more options. Next step, how do you shut it down? So we can see that it is still running. To shut it down, the very easy option is to go back to our link location and click on the Stop GeoServer link. Say yes, and it shuts down. And this is how you install GeoServer on Windows 11. Thanks for watching. If you would like me to cover the service installation part, leave a comment below.